McLaren has apologized to both of its drivers for their disqualifications in Las Vegas, which were sustained at a critical time in their campaigns as a result of accidental damage from excessive porpoising in the race. Norris finished second on the road with Piastri fifth, though the Australian inherited fourth following a 5-second time penalty for Mercedes' Andrea Kimi Antonelli's jump start. But both papaya cars were soon disqualified, bringing Red Bull rival Max Verstappen closer into title contention, with the Dutchman now equal with Oscar Piastri on points, 24 behind standings leader Lando Norris. Norris, though, can secure the 2025 World Drivers' Championship should he win the Qatar Grand Prix, with the Brit needing to outscore Piastri and Verstappen by just 2 points across the weekend. Christian Horner could be set to rejoin F1 next year with Aston Martin, with the team set to redeploy its team boss Andy Cowell on the back of alleged disagreements with Adrian Newey. Aston Martin wants to make giant strides forward after 2 uncompetitive seasons and has spared no expense in its quest with a new factory and an A-list cast of F1's brightest technical minds. But alleged disagreements between its star signing, managing technical partner Newey, and team boss Cowell are reported to have squad co-owner Lawrence Stroll poised to make further changes. The Canadian is said to have already reached out to Horner, ex-McLaren and Sauber CEO Andreas Seidel, and Audi project topman Mattia Binotto. The news comes hot on the heels of further personnel changes made in light of Newey's technical team reorganization. Staying with Aston Martin, where Lance Stroll has fired a barb at Alpine's Franco Colapinto, following the Argentine's criticism of his opening lap crash with Sauber's Gabriel Bortoleto in Sao Paulo. Stroll made contact with Bortoleto in Brazil, eliminating the rookie from the race. But while the stewards took no further action, with the clash seen as a racing incident, Colapinto blamed Stroll and stated he is always taking people out and not looking in his mirrors. The Aston Martin driver, though, wasn't impressed with Colapinto's words and suggested the Argentine was perhaps frustrated and angry with life as the only driver on the grid yet to score a point. Bortoleto and Stroll also made contact in Las Vegas, with the Brazilian earning a 5-place grid penalty for Qatar after he speared into the Canadian at the start. Mercedes' F1 team has a new co-owner in George Kurtz, founder of AI cybersecurity firm CrowdStrike, with the American magnate buying a 15% stake in Toto Wolff's 1/3 share of the squad. Kurtz's CrowdStrike has been a Mercedes sponsor since 2019, with the 55-year-old a huge motorsport fan and amateur racing driver. He will join the Silver Arrows as technology advisor and become part of its strategic steering committee. Kurtz's acquisition is reported to have cost him $300 million in a deal that values Mercedes' Works Grand Prix squad at $6 billion, a figure that is likely to grow, according to CrowdStrike's founder, with a young, fresh demographic attracted to the sport. Felipe Massa is one step closer to answers for 2008's Crashgate scandal that cost him the title, with the Brazilian last week granted the chance to take his case to trial, though a date is yet to be set. Massa is seeking justice and $82 million in damages from F1, the FIA, and former Supremo Bernie Ecclestone over the 2008 Singapore Grand Prix, which was fixed by Renault, but not investigated in the same year when the result could have been cancelled or amended. A move that would have made Massa world champion, given he finished the season just 1 point behind McLaren's Lewis Hamilton. At a pre-trial hearing last month in London, lawyers for the defendants, in their bid to have the case thrown out, said Massa lost the Singapore race and the 2008 title as he performed very poorly. But in a judgment last week, Mr. Justice J said that while Massa had no real prospect of establishing that the FIA's duties were owed to him, and that no declaratory relief would be granted, he does have a real prospect of proving at trial all the components of his unlawful means conspiracy, he wrote. Red Bull motorsport consultant Dr. Helmut Marko has praised Racing Bull's rookie Isaac Hadjar ahead of an expected promotion to the brand's top squad in 2026, with the Austrian comparing him to world champions like Michael Schumacher and Ayrton Senna. Hadjar has been a star of the season, having come back from a formation lap crash on debut in Australia to score points at 10 of the 22 races he's competed in so far, including his maiden podium at Zandvoort. And Marko, who never minces his words, told official podcast Beyond the Grid that Hadjar is the real deal.
Most of the circuits are new for him, and after 3 laps, he's competitive. And that was, I followed Michael Schumacher very closely, and also as Senna, they all had it. They didn't need 50 laps or how many tests. They come, poof, and they are there.
Ex-IndyCar driver turned pundit James Hinchcliffe says Mercedes and its rookie Andrea Kimi Antonelli are still playing catch-up from an early debut at the pinnacle of motorsport. Antonelli has blotted his copybook a few times this year with collisions at Zandvoort and Interlagos, though McLaren's Oscar Piastri was penalized for the latter. But Hinchcliffe told official podcast F1 Nation that it's all just part of the Italian's premature step-up, one that was forced after Lewis Hamilton's departure for Ferrari.
He came in less prepared than Mercedes planned for him to be in their ideal world, perfect grandmaster plan, right? When you take that into consideration and you look at, what he's done this year, you can certainly see why Mercedes thought there was potential there and why they think he could be, a world champion in the future.
Melbourne's racing fever is set for an early ignition, with this weekend marking the opening of the official F1 exhibition. The show, which will be held at the Melbourne Convention and Exhibition Centre from November 29 to April 19, will pay homage to Australia's rich motorsport heritage, including drivers such as world champions Sir Jack Brabham and Alan Jones, and its race winners like Mark Webber, Daniel Ricciardo, and Oscar Piastri. The exhibition will also feature extensive memorabilia, including Roman Grosjean's burnt-out Haas from the 2020 Bahrain Grand Prix. Melbourne's run will follow the show's previous residencies in Madrid, Vienna, Toronto, London, Buenos Aires, and Amsterdam. F1 The Movie director Joseph Kosinski has confirmed that a sequel to the smash hit production is in the works, following plot discussions with Apple. F1 The Movie hit theaters this year and has since become 2025's highest-grossing original film, with $631 million taken at the box office from a $200 million budget. And all of the main figures behind the original film, Apple CEO Tim Cook, legendary action producer Jerry Bruckheimer, and Kosinski are keen to go again, with just the right plot now needed.
Down the inside, contact!
We're in that stage of just kind of dreaming up what that next chapter for Sonny Hayes would be, and for APX GP, said Kosinski. Mercedes junior Doriane Pain has secured her maiden F1 Academy title following a strong season-ending weekend on the streets of Las Vegas that included a win, her 4th for the campaign. Pain ended the season 15 points up on MP Motorsport's Maya Woog, who was a Ferrari junior. Red Bull protege Chloe Chambers finished 3rd overall in her second year racing in the all-female series. Thanks for watching. To stay up to speed on all things Formula One, make sure you hit the subscribe button.